Oh, what is up? What's up? I see StreamYard is with the shit, so because I was gonna do my regular intro and all of that bullshit, but apparently they done changed because it's been a minute since I've been through StreamYard anyway. So, but what is up? I know everybody's live right now. You got all type of shit going on, so but I felt I needed to go live today, especially about some of the shit I saw yesterday, especially dealing with HBCUs. And then plus, we have the Brandon Isabelle trial going on. And if you're not familiar with that trial, me and Pika have both spoken about him. He is the man that threw his child, his newborn two-day-old baby, in the Wolf River. And to this day, that baby has never been recovered. The Wolf River goes into the Mississippi, and where he threw it in at, they literally connect right there. So you're not gonna, unfortunately, you're never gonna find that baby. Unfortunately, his trial is going on. And I was curious about why was the trial going on, seeing that he had already confessed to killing his baby mama. He shot her 5 times. And then 2 days later, he confessed because they kept asking him, "Where's the child? Where's the child?" He confessed he threw the baby in the river. Well, his trial is going on right now. I was actually shocked that Court TV is actually covering it. But I wanted to go over his stuff really quick because I was curious to see what the hell was going to happen with him, seeing that he did admit it. Hey, nature. And so far, what has come out during trial, the reason why he did all of this was to keep the new girlfriend. The new girlfriend that he had. Because the new girlfriend didn't want him having a child. So, yeah. He unalived his baby mama and unalived his own child, who was 2 days old. That one there, I'll never forget. I'll never forget when it happened. We had the Coast Guard, we had MPD, FBI, TBI. You had everybody out there looking for that baby. And we knew. Memphians knew. There's men that are still in that river that'll never be found. Grown men. So if there's grown men out there, imagine what a 2-day-old baby. You're not gonna find, unfortunately. And that's what happened. So far this is day 3. I'll give you a recap of what happened so far. But today is day 3 of the trial. I was trying to find out what the sentencing is going to be because he confessed. So why are we even having a trial? But I digress. Day 2 of the trial for Brandon Isabelle. The man accused of killing his girlfriend and then throwing their newborn baby into the Mississippi River began on Wednesday at 9 a.m. April Campbell, Danielle Hull's mother, was the first witness to take the stand. She testified about her daughter's pregnancy and her relationship with the child's father, Brandon Isabelle. Campbell said she found out about Isabelle in the summer of 2021 and didn't approve of the relationship. And I said, if he's married, how do you think he's going to treat you? If he's not even treating his wife right, how's he going to treat you right? And which, yeah, that was true too. When Danielle found out she was pregnant, her mother said Danielle and the family were excited. She testified that her daughter went into labor on January 30th, and the baby was born the next day, with Isabelle in the delivery room. I told her I wanted to go with her, but she said Brandon wanted to be there, so she chose Brandon to go. It was during COVID. Back then, only one person could be in the room. Campbell says her family only got to spend an hour with the newborn baby and Danielle after they were released from the hospital because Danielle said she had to take the baby to the hospital for tests. We had her for an hour and then she was gone, Campbell said. During her testimony, Campbell said she was initially believed her daughter, but later found out she was meeting Isabelle. She says she spoke to Danielle on the phone early that night, but later hours went by without a call back or response. A couple of hours later, a policeman was pulling up in the yard. I thought it was Danielle, so me and my boys were getting up to go help get the baby out the car, but it was the police and they were asking me who drove a Chevy Cruze. Police learned Danielle was the owner of the abandoned Chevy Cruze found on a Whitehaven Road with her body in a nearby ditch. The search for baby Kennedy and her father quickly began after Campbell told police Isabelle was supposed to meet her daughter that night. Dr. Scott Collier, a forensic pathologist who performed Danielle's autopsy, took the stand and testified that Danielle was shot 5 times. He says her cause of death was gunshot wounds to the head and neck. Police say back in August, Isabelle confessed on the video to shooting his girlfriend, Danielle Hull, in the head after luring her to the intersection of Sedgwick Street and Levi Road. Officers say he then admitted to taking the 2-day-old baby girl, Kennedy Hull, to the north end of Mud Island, where the Wolf River enters the Mississippi, and threw her in the water. Isabelle has pleaded not guilty to all charges, including 2 counts of first-degree murder. During opening statements on Tuesday, prosecutors say Isabelle and Danielle both worked at FedEx and had a sexual relationship in which Danielle became pregnant. Attorney Drew Campbell says Isabelle was also dating another FedEx employee who allegedly wanted to end the relationship because he had a baby with Danielle. Danielle gave birth to baby Kennedy and was released from the hospital February 1st, 2020. The same day, prosecutors say Isabelle allegedly asked Danielle to meet him in Whitehaven so he could give her baby clothes. Isabelle is then accused of shooting Danielle to death and throwing her in the river. The next witness called to the stand was Sergeant Cecil Fowler with the Memphis Police Department. Fowler was shown pictures taken inside of Isabelle's car that contained black gloves, plastic gun holster, Walmart bags with various items in them, including a stuffed animal, black Adidas slides, which he said appeared to have drops of blood on them. Artisha Stewart took the stand once Sergeant Fowler stepped down. Stewart stated her and Isabelle had a conversation, and he was unsure if he was the father of 2-day-old Kennedy. That's the part that threw me. If you were unsure if that was your child, then why in the fuck did you kill the child? If you wasn't sure that was your child, then why in the fuck did you throw that baby in the river? That baby ain't have shit to do with whatever the fuck you had going on and the internal conflicts you had going on, sir. You decided to be a hoe. You decided to fuck with no motherfucking protection out here. And this is exactly what happens when you do. People get pregnant. People get STDs. People get shit they can't get rid of. That's what fucking happens. And with shit like that comes consequences. You had a beautiful consequence, though. A child. And instead of you being a motherfucking man about it, you sit here, you shoot her 5 times and 1 in her head, and then turn around and throw the baby in the motherfucking river. When it's fucking February, the coldest month here. Now you want to plead not guilty after you done admitted. You admitted it. You told them you did it. That's the part I'm not understanding. You admitted you did this shit. And now all of a sudden, nope, I take that back. I'm not guilty. Sir, I really wish they would fry your ass. I really do. I really wish they would fry your ass. But I know Tennessee and how they've been doing lately, so they better give your ass a life sentence. Stewart says she wanted him to take a paternity test, so she bought one for him. I took it to him at the hospital, she said. Memphis police investigator who reviewed the real-time crime center video testified that a white Chevy Malibu associated with Isabelle had driven across the A.W. Willis Bridge to the north end of Mud Island several times around the time the baby was allegedly thrown in the river. While searching for the infant, investigators found a baby's head. Excuse me. Found a baby's head on the boat dock at the north end of the island, the investigator said. They were not able to find the baby. Court adjourned at 4:30 and will resume 9:30 a.m. Thursday. And of course, like I said, he's pled not guilty in the murders of Danielle Hall and the 2-day-old Kennedy in 2022. And see, me and Pika had told y'all, I know some of y'all be like, who the fuck is this? Like, this case, it fucked Memphis up because all of us, why the fuck did you throw the baby in the river? Why? And yes, I feel bad for baby mama, and I absolutely, Danielle, she didn't deserve what she got either, but the baby was innocent. That baby was only 2 days old. That baby didn't ask to be here. And instead of being raised and taken care of, no, you took the fucking most coward way out and took the baby out because the girl you was with didn't want you having no motherfucking kids. That's what happens when you fucking sow your oats everywhere. That's what happens when you stick your dick in everything walking. That's what happens when you don't sit your ass down. And unfortunately, we had to lose 2 people because of your selfish ass reasons. Fucking selfish. You're selfish. And I pray to God, I hope they give your motherfucking ass life. I really want your ass to fry, but they ain't gonna fry you. I already know. You admitted it. You did it. You gave a confession. You admitted you shot Danielle 5 times. You admitted 2 days later that you threw Kennedy in the fucking river. And now you're wasting taxpayers' dollars by going through this trial thinking you got any hope, prayer, anything to fucking get off of this. Are you serious? Fuck you, bro. Fuck you. Like, fuck you, for real. Wasting my goddamn money to go through trial over some shit you admitted you did. You admitted this shit. And now we're wasting taxpayer dollars by giving you a fair fucking trial when you just could have took your sentence and sat your ass on down. But we all know why you fighting. I know why your ass fighting. Because you know your ass ain't going to survive. You might have survived at the penal farm. Probably because they had your ass in PC. But when they ship your ass out of state, because you get some real fed time, you know just like I know. Good luck. It's stupid ass shit like that. I don't understand. But if I it's a tough case to follow. But if y'all are interested, it's Brandon Isabelle, and everything that happened, it was for selfish ass reasons, very selfish ass reasons. Now, I'm gonna tiptoe around this as lightly as possible. No, I'm not. Let me stop lying. No, I'm not. Okay. Um, Yesterday, a group, sort of they call themselves debaters, but some are calling them extremists. I don't know. I wasn't there, but yesterday at one of our HBCUs, a group of people went on campus, did not have approval from campus to be there, did not have a permit from campus to be there, trying to incite debates. And I'm going to put heavy quotations on debates because they really wasn't trying to debate nobody. They were trying to incite fucking fights. Bottom line. They were trying to egg black students into, yeah. And they have made it, they have straight up said, it is their mission to go to every HBCU and to debate people about conservatism. This group is called the Fearless Debate Tour. They, like I said, they showed up uninvited to Tennessee State University. They were wearing MAGA hats, carrying anti-immigrant and anti-DEI signs. They set up a table without permit, intending to engage students on their right-wing political ideas. Of course, TSU said, fuck no, get your motherfucking shit and get the fuck out right now. So TSU security and campus police escorted their ass right back off her property. But they have made it their mission to go to HBCUs and start shit. The NAACP has already condemned the uninvited demonstration. It's already been reported by news media and all alike. And of course, that's free speech. No. You have to go through the proper channels. And that's with any university. I don't give a fuck what university, if it's a HBCU or not. If I went to Tennessee State right now and tried to do that shit, I would get put off of campus because you have to have permits and you have to have permission to do that shit. They do allow opposition on campus, and they do like Turning Point. Turning Point is allowed on campuses as long as they go through the right channels and do the right shit and get the right permits. They're allowed. And I don't have an issue with that because there is a freedom of speech. But when you're trying to goad and you're trying to bait particularly black students And then as soon as a black student responds and does something, then everybody, see, there it goes. That's that shit we be talking about. You see, black folks is always out of control. Historically black colleges and universities. It's a fucking setup. Don't fall for the shit. And I'm talking to you, black students. Do not let your anger get the best of you, and do not fall for that fuck shit that they trying to push on you. Let them have their little hates. Let them have their free speech. But don't fall for that stupid ass shit that they want you to fall in. And then as soon as one of y'all respond and do something and hurt one of these folks, then you're gonna be enemy number one. Just get ready. You're gonna be enemy number one, and they don't give a fuck. So get ready. They're going to have your ass plastered all over the mainstream media. They're going to have your family plastered all over mainstream media. They're going to dox everybody in your family down to your dead ass grandmama, great grandmama. Do not fall for it. Don't. Bottom line. Because that's what they want. Do not give them that. That's what they want. They just want that. See, told you they're animals. Told you they don't deserve to be with us. Told y'all we need to go back to segregation. That's exactly what the fuck they want. Don't fall for it. I don't know any other way to put it, because that's exactly what they're egging for. They want that response, and they want y'all to fall for this stupid shit, and they want y'all to get pissed off and get rowdy and start tearing shit up, and then they can call y'all Antifa and every goddamn thing else. Although I got some stats right here. That'll probably piss some people off. But I don't really give a shit. And it's crazy because we get labeled the monsters. Us, really any person of color. It can be black, Latino, minority. It don't matter. If you're in the minority sector, you're getting labeled a fucking monster because you don't fit into that social criteria that folks want. In other words, you don't have the complexion for the protection. So, and it's crazy as hell to me how people can paint black people as monsters, Latinos, natives as monsters. But when you get down to certain crime stats, like right now with the whole situation going on in Memphis, I don't agree with them being here at all. I do not agree with, first of all, I don't agree with the National Guard being in any motherfucking city, because that's not what the fuck we have a military for. They're not for American soil. Your ass is supposed to be defending us on different soil. That's me personally, though. But I think it's mighty funny. And some of y'all saw I had a debate about, well, no, y'all didn't. If you didn't see it, because they deleted their comments, I should, and I could screenshot and post it, but I ain't doing all that because I'm too lazy for that shit. They wanted to argue with me about my city and what we need. And I'm going to tell you, the National Guard ain't it. It's not. You're going to have to fix poverty before you fix any motherfucking thing else. Okay? The reason crime stats the way it is, the reason addiction is the way it is, the reason why you have all of this other sub shit going on and you wonder why kids is out here. First of all, we ain't got no programs for kids because we cut them off. That's first of all. You ain't got no community centers. You don't have no Votex. You don't have anything to offer these kids so they can make a livable wage. So then when they go to the motherfucking street corner and start selling weed or whatever else, then that's a goddamn problem. But what other way are they supposed to support their family? Because you won't provide them the basic tools for them to get a job that pays a livable wage. So, you want to fix the crime stat in Memphis? Then you need to fix the motherfucking poverty here. Which brings me to the next thing. Every city that has been targeted by this administration, for one, their poverty levels is out of this fucking world. 2, Washington demographics. Can anybody tell me what the majority of Washington's demographics is? If you get Washington, D.C., not Washington State, big ass different. Washington, D.C., if you know minorities are the majorities, good job. Chicago, do you know the demographics? Once again, minorities are the majorities. New Orleans, once again, the minorities are the majority. And Memphis, once again, minority is the fucking majority. And I have the numbers right here. Washington, D.C., black people are 43%, while white people at 39%. Then you have others, which is 2 or more races at 4.9%. So, yeah, they won that. Chicago, 1/3 of the pop is black, 1/3 of the pop is white, 1/3 of the pop is Hispanic. So, once again, persons of color. New Orleans, black, 57%, white, 31%, Hispanic, 2%. Memphis, 62 to 64, depending on who you ask. I always say 63 to be on the safe side. And then white people, 23.9%, while Hispanics are at 10%. You want to tell me this is about statistics? Or are you going to tell the truth and say it's about race? Because I can show y'all proof where Seattle crime rates is out this motherfucking world. And guess what? It's majority white. I don't see them trying to march up in there. And y'all can look this shit up. It's not hard. Look it up. Look up Seattle crime rate. And look up who does majority of the Seattle crime. I don't see nobody trying to march over there. Why? Why is it okay when it's done to majority black cities, but it you start talking about other folks' cities and no, that's taking it too far. Then we love hollering and saying we give a fuck about kids, but let's do the math on that. We care about kids, but why in the fuck is black children poverty rate 37.6%, but the national average is at 12.8%? Can anybody explain that one to me? But we give a fuck about kids though, right? We give a fuck about kids, but America is ranked in the top. If you ask, they say we're ranked in the top as far as education. But what people fail to realize is, no, actually we're not, because when it comes to standardized testing, we're dumber than a goddamn bag of rocks and bricks and whatever the fuck else you want to call it. We're dumb as hell. And our kids is dumb as hell. I'm just going to tell you the truth about that. In 2023, you can look this shit up. Over 76% of Memphis students fucking failed the TCAP ELA section. And over 76% of third graders were almost held back from the fourth grade because them motherfuckers can't read on a third grade level. Surprise, surprise. But we give a fuck about kids though, right? We give a fuck about kids, but hell, just this year, 58.3% fucking failed the ELA test on the TCAP. Once again, almost 58% is held back from the fourth grade on the TCAP. Which tells me, once again, third graders cannot read on the third grade level. But we give a fuck about kids. When? That's a genuine question. When? When do we give a fuck about kids? And whenever I ask that question, nobody can answer it. Whenever I say, let's call a spade, and people don't give a fuck about kids, everybody want to look at me like I'm stupid or I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. No, look up your state, look up standardized testing, and look at the motherfucking rates. Look at it. You can find it. Majority of these kids cannot read past a fourth grade level. It's true. They get to, and got to think No Child Left Behind on that one. You got to thank Tada Bush. You got to thank Bush for that one. You got to thank him. Lord, he fucked the world up. He fucked America up with that one. You should have left that No Child Left Behind shit alone. You should have left it where it was the fuck at, and you shouldn't have passed that shit, because now this is why our fucking kids is zombies and mindless the way they are. They can't. Do you know what it means to be in high school and you cannot read past a fourth grade comprehension level? Do you know what that means? How the fuck are you failing at English language arts? And this is the crazy part. So Latinos, if y'all want a good clap back, here you go. When they tell y'all to speak English, tell them motherfuckers that they can't pass no goddamn test when it comes to English language arts, because these motherfuckers are dumber than the backs of rocks. Like I said, literally 74% of them failed in 2023. And English is our first fucking language. So Latinos, they ain't got no excuse. Y'all at least have one. You come from another country and learn a different language. These motherfuckers were taught English and can't pass. But once again, we give a fuck about kids. Show me where we give a fuck about kids, and then I'll go with that narrative. Until then, no, you don't. And y'all can stop with that bullshit. The only time people give a fuck about kids is when it's politically in their agenda. That's the only time. That's the only time these people give a fuck about other shit, is when it fits a political agenda. That's what I'm saying, Cash. Like, people, Pika, that ain't just it either. It's not. So stop saying that. There's too many factors, and you know that. First of all, if you got parents out here, they don't have a choice. They have to work 16, 17 hours a day just to provide for these kids. And because they make too much, they can't get daycare or any of that. Do you know how much daycare costs now? One of my homegirls is paying almost down there fucking $600 or $700 a week. These folks can't afford that shit. So they're having to work all the goddamn time. They're never fucking home because they are trying to provide for said kids. That's what I was saying earlier. Then we point our finger at them and say, you're a shitty parent. No. Our system that we allowed to come into play is shitty. And because we allowed it, we are shitty right along with them. This shit has been in design for years. It was okay as long as it was happening to the black community. And as long as it was happening to our folks, it was okay. But now that this shit is starting to spill over to the white kids and shit, we need to figure out a solution. No. 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 When we were trying to tell y'all of this shit, and we were trying to tell y'all, all right, y'all keep on fucking around. This shit gonna happen to y'all too. Y'all turned a blind eye. And now that the shit is happening to y'all, now people are waking up. Oh, we need to save our kids. Y'all should have been saving them motherfuckers. Y'all should have been making livable wages so the parents ain't got to be at a fucking warehouse every goddamn day, all day. So they probably could spend time with their kids. Y'all purposely tore down black families. Now, true enough, don't get me wrong. Yes, the daddy was out here serving or whatever daddy was out here doing to make money. But let's call a spade a spade. If you got a fucking felony on your record, you're not getting a job pay us $10 an hour. So back to the street I go. Then when I go back to the street to make fucking money, then I'm getting judged by everybody and shit. But don't nobody look at the jobs and shit he applied to, making $7.25 an hour. Like I said, most is $10 or $11 an hour, fucking cleaning out bathrooms and shit like that. People don't look at the shit like that. They just want to point a finger and be like, no, it's the parent. No. It's actually our government's fault, and it's our fault for allowing the government to do that shit. Put the finger where it really fucking belongs, back at us. Stop that blame game shit. Let's stop this. The parents, no. I was a latchkey kid. My brothers, well, no, because I was home with them. So my siblings didn't experience. But me, I experienced that shit. I was a latchkey kid. I was home before anybody else. My mama and daddy. Now, but I was lucky enough to have both of my parents. And guess what? I still did dumb shit. I still did what the fuck I wanted to do. Still got board suspensions, did all of that shit. So you can sit here and put a parent in my face all goddamn day and tell me what's right or wrong. But if I want to do it, goddamn it, guess what? They gonna do it too. But stop putting that blame on it's the parents. No. The parents is just doing what they can do to get fucking by and get their kids by without their kids getting fucking killed out here. Let's just tell the truth. Then the kids see what the fuck they see on TV and all of this shit, and they want to be their favorite rapper instead of being their favorite football player or basketball player or whatever. No, let's be the favorite rapper. Let's be the favorite drill dude. All of this shit that, once again, we let these people glorify. We allowed this shit to happen. Nobody else. No, Cash, because no, I get tired of that shit. It's this and it's that. No, tell the motherfucking truth. We wouldn't be in this situation now if we wouldn't allowed our government to dismantle what we called a family. Okay? They took the fathers out the home, threw their asses in prison. Some of them are still serving fucking life for fucking weed. Okay? Because of the war on drugs. Meanwhile, it was the CIA bringing the shit over here, which once again is fucking documented. Look the shit up. Everybody loves how it's the cartel. Who the fuck y'all think the cartel work with? How the fuck y'all think they get this shit over the border? through the CIA. This shit has been documented. Our government purposely did shit to set us the fuck up, and we fell for it like some goddamn dummies. And then afterwards, we want to point the finger. No, stop that shit. Own your fuck ups and just tell the truth. You was a part of that shit too, because you were content, you were good, and you didn't have no worries in the world until it started affecting you or family members. So fuck out of here with that. What the hell did you get here? Well, hang on, y'all. My bad, y'all. Callie done got her ass into something. Now she throwing up every damn where. But we said, and you're right, Crazy. You're right. No, it was Callie Calypso. My problem child, the one who's always eating shit she ain't got no business eating. I caught her eating leaves earlier, knowing she ain't supposed to eat them. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Yes, there's absolutely shitty parents out here like the Turpins. Those motherfuckers, all of those families like that, absolutely. Yes, there's shitty parents out here. Absolutely. I'm not denying that. But not everything that's tragic stems from shitty parenting. You know? And because that's the first thing everybody wants to holler at. Well, how were they raised? Like right now with this particular case, some of y'all may know, with the 15-year-old, and everybody's blaming mama. There's too many factors for us to sit here and try to say it's all mama's fault. First of all, she was already labeled habitual runaway. What the fuck was she supposed to do? As a parent, I mean, what are you supposed to do? Now, I did ask somebody, I asked nonsense. I said, is there programs out there for runaway teens that are habitual? And she did school me. She said there are residential facilities, and, it's basically a lockdown facility. So they are essentially on lockdown 24/7. And it's still, I don't think that would solve whatever that child may be going through, because as soon as they get out of that, facility, I think they would do it again. I don't think keeping them on lockdown will stop them from running away per se. Cash, there is. And not only that, people are so quick to point fingers now and say whose fault it is. At the end of the day, and I'm going to keep saying it, it's our fault. We voted this shit in. We allowed this shit to happen for years. We never said anything. We just sat back. It doesn't affect me, so why should I give a fuck? We sat by and didn't say a motherfucking thing. As long as it wasn't happening to us, we were cool. We didn't give a fuck. And I'm starting to see, just by me not taking actions and using my voice, that has consequences. Like, this is how we got here. This is exactly how we got here. In the situation we're in now, people didn't fucking step up. People didn't say what the fuck they needed to say. Everybody stood by and they make excuses now. People make excuses as to why they can't get shit done. I've heard so many different excuses as to why they won't get involved with trying to get laws changed, or why they. And I'm like, but you're the same person that'll bitch about it too, though. You're the same person that will sit here and bitch, complain, and do all of that shit, but you won't even write a letter to your congressman or to your house rep. Make it make sense, because it's not making sense to me. If you have so much to say about this and that, then why are you not saying it to the people that truly matter? And that, well, they really don't run this country, but we vote these motherfuckers in to vote for on our behalf, correct? Then why in the fuck are we allowing them to do votes we know we would never stand for? And then we make excuses for that shit. Like right now with the Cash Patel situation. That man is a fuck up. Ain't never in my motherfucking life, ever seen him be anything in law enforcement. I ain't seen him investigate a motherfucking thing in my life, but people are defending him. I'm proud of him. Don't give a fuck. Don't care. That's not somebody I want leading the motherfucking FBI. That's not somebody I want leading the FBI. That's not somebody I would rely on for information. That's not something I really don't trust anything that comes out of that fucking government right now. I'm not. Any documents that come from them, no, fuck that. Release them Epstein files. But we know y'all are not going to do that because some people's favorite politicians is in there, some people's favorite music artists, some people's favorite movie entertainers, some people, other countries, dignitaries are in there. Prince Andrew, we know, is in that motherfucker. Like, and I seriously think if they did release that list, and if they did release everything that was hinted at, our economy would collapse. It would. And I'm not talking about just the U.S. economy. I'm talking about the world economy. I'm talking about billionaires, because I've seen just Fortune 500 companies literally rock our trading and investments. I've literally seen them tank our market just by a company having a fucking major fuck up. Like, I could see it happening, because I've seen companies close their doors out of fucking nowhere and absolutely would shake like the Dow Jones and all of that shit. So why is it everybody want to message me now while I'm on lunch break? I'm not fucking with y'all right now. I'm on lunch break, so leave me alone. You're preaching to the wrong person. I know all about it, but you're preaching to the wrong person. No, they're not they're not calling, they're shooting me Teams messages. I'm like, I don't want to see this shit right now. But I've already said that. I said that a long time ago about lobbyists, and people don't seem to get it. So when I sit here and say corporations have sold us, or our senators and shit have sold us out to big corporations, don't nobody believe it. When folks don't realize our health has been sold to health insurance companies, and shit like that, where they legally can kill thousands of people by simply rejecting this or rejecting that treatment. And then I'm supposed to feel some type of way. Do I agree with murder? No, but they were able to do it legally for how long? I do cash. Email me outside of here because it's actually my name, and I'm not dropping that in here. But it's when people actually do research and see how deep that shit goes and how far that shit goes, and unfortunately it is tied to a lot of shit like religious manipulation and this and that and conservative values, and it's wild as hell. It's wild as hell. You'll go down a deep ass rabbit hole, and you started on something that was all the way the fuck over here, and then you end up, it's wild. I don't know. I speak on what I can when I can, and I try to make it make sense for everybody else, and I try to break it down as easy as possible, but sometimes there's no other way to say it than just be real about it. This is one racist ass goddamn government we got going on right now. There's no other way around it. And I'm not talking about just, the immigrants, and I'm just saying everything as a whole, from all the DOJ investigations that were being investigated into police departments to them being dropped because Trump said so. All of the, it's a lot. And people make excuses for it. And that's the part that I don't understand. In what world is it okay to have a government where they actively want to take us back to the fucking early 1900s, 1800s, and promote segregation and promote this and promote that? And it's like, are you fucking serious right now? You want me to say that shit is okay? I can't. That affects me, my people, Latinos, Muslims. That affects a lot of people. Native Americans, and I can't do that. Anybody that knows me know I'm a firm believer in come here the right way so they don't have a fucking reason to ship you back home. Well, there's no excuse right now because me personally, I know 3 people that came here the right way, didn't have any gang convictions, no gang ties, no nothing, and they still got deported. There's also other shit I've heard from my other Latino friends. Now, I can't confirm it, so I'm not really even going to talk about it. But from my understanding, they're not even given the proper time to present their documentation showing that they're allowed to be here. They just get shipped. Like I said, I don't know if that's true because I haven't seen that for myself, but I don't think they will lie about it. Shit like that, I can't back. I'm sorry, I can't. If they did it and did it the right way and they came through the front, they didn't sneak through the back door, they didn't come through a fence, if they did it the right way, then why in the fuck are we putting them out? There's no justification for it. No. And I'm supposed to sit back and allow it, just like this shit with the motherfucking military. I'm sorry. Yes, our crime rate is high here, but you can fix it by fixing livable wages. Fix it by fixing our poverty rate, because our poverty rate here in Tennessee or Memphis alone is 2 times the national average. We're sitting at 26.7% or something like that. Meanwhile, like I said earlier, the national average is like 12%. We're 2 times higher than the national rate. But we have big businesses, and that was the other thing somebody wanted to sit here and argue with me about. We have giant tech companies moving here. Giant tech companies. We have Google. We have Tesla, XAI. We got phone makers. We got all type of shit. We have Ford, EV plant. All of these folks is moving here into West Memphis, Tennessee. And West Memphis, bitch, let me tell y'all something. Y'all already be trying to claim y'all are from Memphis, but knowing your punk ass is over there and across the bridge. But then your punk ass gonna sit here and say, y'all welcome the National Guard. West Memphis. Let's not act like y'all fucking riffraff don't come from over there and bring y'all bullshit over to our city. Let's not act like that. Don't act like y'all are better than us, and then y'all be trying to claim us on the sleek, sitting here talking about we're from Memphis. What part of Memphis? West Memphis? Bitch, you from across the bridge. You from Arkansas. We don't claim you. Shit was weird as hell, sitting here talking about we welcome them. You got all these companies moving here. Like XAI was supposed to bring, well, I forgot now. It was like 1,000, 2,000. It was supposed to bring so many jobs. It brought 6. 6. Now the Google, which is going to be the largest in the entire country, AI facility. I don't know how many jobs. I don't know. I don't know all the details. I just know that they're going to be building a new infrastructure out there in West Memphis, which is supposed to be bringing new jobs. We'll see. EV Ford. I don't know if that plant is going to be there that long, seeing that that's near farmland and those EV batteries do more harm than good. I'm just waiting for the EPA testing on that shit. I'm waiting for that one. Although we all know that the EPA sold us out a long time ago. I mean, look at what they're doing to farmers. If you don't know what they're doing to farmers, look that shit up. Like, they're fucking American people any fucking form, fashion, and way. And we're just allowing it. You had the ranchers that finally they said fuck this, and they raised enough money, $300 million, so they could make their own meat processing plant and cut out the middleman. You think the government was happy with that? You think the USDA was happy? No. They tried to shut that shit down immediately. You can't, not when they got the backing. They built their own facility. And they started doing shit their way to cut out the middleman, because the middleman was raping them blind. And I can't sit back and watch that shit. But I'm also realistic enough to know some of that shit is our fault. I can't put the blame on this person or that person. Nope. I didn't read when I voted. I didn't look at the bills that were proposed. I didn't read, just like bill reform and sentencing reform. People did not read the fine fucking print. Stop pointing fingers at everybody else and look in the mirror, because it was okay as long as it was being done to somebody else. You were content in your little world, it was okay. But now that it's happened to you or family members, now y'all want to speak up, when we all should have been speaking up really since JFK passed. But that's another topic for another day. So, that being said, I'm going to get out of here because it's raining. And, but y'all have a good day. Protect your peace, protect your brains, fuck these weirdos, and y'all have a good day, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.